What are your thoughts about the media's response?
The media has always been puppets to corporations and CEOs and the government.
Yeah.
So they protect them, they don't protect the people. I mean, the governor of New York, the mayor of New York, they all take bribes.
It's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio,
Tumwa, Iowa.
Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
Tell me your story. Tell me what brings you out here.
What brings me out here is that I wanted to show solidarity with all the victims across the country that have either died or had family members die because their insurance claims were denied, because prescription medication or life-saving surgeries were denied. And I've seen all sides of it. I used to work for insurance companies when I was younger. I know how heartless and cutthroat they are. And then in 2007, my mom ended up passing away right after her outpatient surgery for a gallbladder. And if her insurance had covered even one night, they could have saved her. So she's gone, we can't get her back. A lot of people, way too many people have similar stories. And then in 2012, I had to have emergency surgery. And again, even though I paid my monthly dues, it was denied by Blue Cross Blue Shield. And in one day, it wiped out my insurance account, or my bank account. So $15,000 came and went that it took me years to save up.
Wow.
So those kind of situations are just a few examples of the millions of situations that happen in this country, and something needs to be done. Reform has to happen.
I wrote the sign because I'm going through it right now with the healthcare system. Back in June of 2021, I got into an electrical injury. I ended up with 4 herniated discs, 2 in my neck, 2 in my spine. In the amount of time it took for me to finally get my surgery, it took 2.5 years. So my nerves in my neck and my lumbar were both compressed the entire time, and now I have nerve damage for the rest of my life. I take a medication for it that they're telling me is no longer long-term, so they want me to move on to epidurals, like injections into the spine, and that costs about, it's a couple $1,000s a pop. I don't have insurance. I haven't worked in 3 years, so right now I'm going through it, I guess. And I also went to the disability office March of 2022. And I haven't had a court date yet. They sent me to 2 different doctors and said that they were going to set up for a court date, and the last thing I heard was in November, this last November, where they want me to see 1 more doctor before I have my court date. So I haven't been paid in about, since early 2022. And I, drained my 401k, drained all my portfolios, set up a GoFundMe back in the day. Failed, so I'm just here to speak my piece.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These CEOs have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These CEOs have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These CEOs have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These CEOs have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These CEOs have got to go!
It's like, what about the moral outrage of these people who, like Jeff Bezos? This man's got more money than he knows what to do with. There was a study done during the pandemic by this guy who said that Jeff Bezos in 2020 could have given every single Amazon employee, which was 287,000 at the time, a $110,000 bonus for the year. Every single employee, and it would have cost him literally 1 dime. And they can't even give people health insurance? That's insane. Completely insane.
Strange things that happen when a stranger and me died in the hanging tree. Are you
What are your thoughts about the media's response?
The media has always been puppets to corporations and CEOs and the government. So they protect them, they don't protect the people. They definitely don't tell the truth, that's for sure. We found that out in the past year during the genocide, which is still going on. And I've read a lot of those articles currently about this situation, and they're obviously trying to put the focus on him and making him out to be a criminal, even though we haven't even had the trial yet. In this country, it's innocent until proven guilty. And they can't change that narrative just because it suits the CEOs and the government and the corporations.
Did you see that New York State Governor Kathy Hochul is setting up a hotline for CEOs to call in if they feel threatened or scared?
Well, she takes their bribes. I mean, the governor of New York, the mayor of New York, they all take bribes. They all take political campaign contributions, so they're bought and paid for. But the people aren't, and that's why the people are fed up. That's why the people are speaking the truth, and now is a better time than any to take action.
Justice for some, not justice for all. This is the problem, people. You guys are afraid that we're waking up, and we're not going to tolerate our injustice and not being heard.
Now, the media has fixated on and scolded Americans who express support for him, but they don't seem interested on covering the corruption and the greed of healthcare companies. What do you think of the media's response?
Yeah, I think they're missing the point. It's innocent until proven guilty. What does Luigi have to do with this? Focus on Brian Thompson. He's a criminal.
What do you think about the media's response to all this?
I think it's a really poor response overall. I mean, in regards to what we're focusing on, you know, we're focusing on things like a CEO hotline, and you know, we're perp walking him like he's a comic book villain and just spending a crazy amount of money. You know, like a lady got set on fire on the subway yesterday. Not many people even know about that, you know. So I think that the focus is very poor, and you know, even a lot of people, like I'm out here in regards to Medicare, I get it, Luigi opened up the door for a lot of things, and I will say that's a good way. I don't condone murder, but...
Terrorism, that's absurd. That's absurd. Are any of the school shooters charged with terrorism? I don't think so, no.
Why are family court judges allowed to kill? They're allowed to side for the abuser, and children are coming back killed, but there's not blood on their hands? I don't see shackles on these people. Shame on New York governors. Kathy Hochul, Adam should be in shackles, not anyone else. These are tax-paying dollars for one person, but no one cares when a child is killed, right?
Yeah, I came out here all the way from Jersey this morning to be out here in solidarity. I do feel like the healthcare system here in the United States has been really fucked up. It's not only screwed over close friends of mine, but it's also put family members and a lot of people that I work with in medical debt. So a lot of people either don't have health insurance or, you know, just can't afford the services that we need. So it's amazing that one bullet has done way more for organizing than organizing has done in the last couple decades. So the fact that they care that much more about one single person, which I don't even think it's him, honestly, but it's like that's just ridiculous. I think Eric Adams is the last person in this city to say shit about any other person's moral standing, first of all, right? But I think it's just they're trying to propagate, right, this one person as this evildoer, as the worst person in the world, when we literally have mass shooters who have murdered people in schools, in Vegas, in hospitals, etc. You name it, right? And there's an entire genocide happening here as well. And nothing of that same rhetoric is being used to those atrocities. But one CEO, one billionaire, right, gets murdered, and this is how they treat that one person. No, right? It's a very unjust system, and they're proving that time and time again, and they're proving that right now. So that's why I had to be out here. Where are the hotlines? Where are the resources? Where's the care? Where's the bereavement leave? Where's all of that for victims of mass shootings here in this country, and for loved ones who pass away from the claims being denied here in the U.S. I read some statistic. It was ridiculous that, you know, the CEO that was unalived, he was in charge of increasing profits and actually like increasing the percentages of claims that they denied. Like denial of care is the very reason, or one of the very reasons why he was actually in the position he was in. So imagine all of those people whose healthcare claims were denied in the lead up to him becoming CEO and for him being a CEO. It's a symbol. He's a symbol. It's not. I hate this rhetoric the media is having on like, oh, do you condemn like murder? Do you condemn? I'm like, clearly, y'all, the status quo is murderous towards everybody here in the U.S. who doesn't have health insurance, right? So the very system itself is allowing murder on a mass level of individuals here. So the fact that they're trying to have hotlines for these CEOs, miss me with that bullshit. Honestly, that's so fucked up.